Oh! Oh, how's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a little match reaction video for you. I shouldn't have done that. I'm really still unwell. Oh my days, what an insane game of football. What an amazing game of football. Manchester United have just beaten Southampton 3-2 at home in the Premier League. A huge victory for us. An insane game of football. Thoroughly entertaining. Thoroughly topsy-turvy. United going behind. Fair play to Southampton. Incredible goals scored today. It was one heck of a game, to be fair. Fair play to Southampton. They absolutely played their part. That opener from Valerie for them was absolutely insane. An insane goal. And, of course, her other goal, the free kick by James Ward-Prowse, was absolutely insane. You've got to score insane goals if you're going to beat David De Gea because he's that good and he didn't have a chance with those strikes. So, fair play to Southampton. United equally scored some insane goals today. I just want to talk about the quality of the goals. It was literally like, goal of the month was happening in this one game. The goal by Herrera, let's just take a moment to appreciate that goal by Herrera. It was absolutely insane, lads. He's bent it from about 25 yards out, top right-hand corner. Fantastic strike from him. So happy for Herrera as well, coming in, getting an opportunity, grasping that opportunity, playing absolutely fantastically, scoring that incredible goal, assisting Lukaku for the second. Fair play to that man, that's what I say. Oh, everybody who's tuning in right now, thanks for stopping by on the channel. I'm a little bit hoarse. I'm very unwell at the moment, so I'm not going to stick around too long today. But please do get your thoughts and opinions in on the live stream for the game today that's happened at Old Trafford between United and Southampton. Quite incredible scenes. And United, we still keep the chase on the pack above us, of course. Oh, well, we've made ground on Arsenal, of course. Arsenal and Spurs having a big game today, finished in 1-1. And, everything's looking good for Manchester United right now. We've got Ollie at the wheel. We're winning games. We're still unbeaten in the Premier League. We are still unbeaten in the Premier League. He's broken the away games record, 8 games in a row. We are still unbeaten in the Premier League after 15 or 16 games, something like that. Nobody saw this one coming. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Mike Phelan, Michael Carrick, the lads upstairs, Fergie, whoever's instrumental in this, has pulled off something really special. It is a miracle at Manchester United at the moment because nobody thought we could possibly get back to the position we are in right now. Just a short space of time ago when we had Jose Mourinho in charge, we were playing dreadful football. We've completely turned around. The players are bang up for it, even with injury problems with players coming in. Everybody's looking great. I mean, I just think there's so much momentum at this Manchester United side. I'm going to say something bold now. We're gonna pit Tottenham Hotspurs. We're going to finish third. That's what we're going to see happen come the end of the season because based on how we've done, the form, the momentum, it's just absolutely incredible. One thing I cannot understand is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has still not been appointed as the permanent manager. Am I right in saying that? Does somebody want stabbing in the upstairs department in Manchester United? Because surely what they should do now is just go and give the job to Ole Gunnar permanently. Nobody else can come in and do a better job than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done in this time. Nobody in the world, I don't care who you are, could have come in and turned the fortunes around, whether it's a combination of him, Mike Phelan, whatever you want to say. That is a winning formula that we have currently got right now. Pochettino, nobody wants to see you at Old Trafford next season, okay? Do one. Zinedine Zidane. I'm sorry, go and work in a monastery again, mate, because that's what you look like. You shouldn't be manager at Manchester United. Do not come to Old Trafford next season. We don't need anybody else. We just need to be given the permanent position or give it to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because he completely earned it. He's a great ambassador for the club. Tactically, he seems very astute. And he just completely understands the ethos and the ethics, the mentality and the reputation, the tradition and everything about Manchester United. So there's nobody better for this job right now than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Nobody at all. So just the fact that he's not been given the permanent... I've been saying this for weeks now. Just the fact he's not been given it now is a disgrace. Mr. Potato Head, Ed Woodward upstairs. I don't know what he has to do to get the job, but just give him the job permanently. It just will add a bit of stability. He can build for the future for next season in the transfer window. And nobody else is going to do a better job, are they? So that's my thoughts on the situation anyway. But of course, a massive improvement to how things were. It does look like we are banging the hunt for top four this season. And I do think we're going to pip Spurs, you know. Spurs are not that good. Manchester United, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the wheel, seem like the best team in England right now. Okay, we lost to PSG. They're a good side. Just wasn't our night. Surely you're going to have an off night here and there. But every single other game, we've played pretty damn good. We've come back from a bit of adversity like we did today, going down and coming back into it and having to score some absolutely fantastic goals in order to get the 3 points and the victory. We have shown in a short space of time that this United side can challenge. We have the players, we've got the attacking talents, even with the supposedly ropey defence that we have, we're actually defending well. I mean, today was one of those games. They've scored some absolute worldies, not much you can do about. Other than that, I don't think they did too much wrong. And I just think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has improved absolutely every single department of this Manchester United side. Defensively, we're much more sound. We've conceded much fewer goals in the time that he's been here comparative to when Josie was here. We scored way more goals. We look so much better attacking-wise. And we're finally playing the way that this Manchester United side is supposed to. The history of Manchester United is to be a fearless attacking unit, and finally we are that once again. Oh, it's just time. It's just time for us Manchester United fans to enjoy ourselves. Everything's positive at the club right now. I haven't felt this level of satisfaction being a Manchester United supporter, and with the state that my club is in. I haven't felt this way since Alex Ferguson was in charge. And of course, he was a special manager, the greatest manager of all time. Nobody will ever match him. I'm not saying that, but I haven't felt this level of satisfaction since those days. So I just say, let's try and echo the sentiments of those days. Sign up Ole Gunnar, a prodigy of Sir Alex, if you will, and then let the good times roll. That's basically what I'm saying. Right, there's a whole bunch of legends in here right now tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Apologies for my lackluster video today. I'm feeling very under the weather. But appreciate every single one of you stopped by on the channel. Do us a favor while you're here. Make sure you do smash a like on this video, even if you're a Saints fan or whatever. You just come in here to drown your sorrows. I mean, I just want to actually give a good sort of minute speech here about Southampton. They're obviously in a fight to stay up. You can see that today. They're going for it. And the level of the goals that they scored, or the quality of their goals that they scored, was absolutely top draw. So they can take a lot from this game. They will feel pretty hard done by to come out of this game without anything based on the performance they put in and the goals that they scored. But United, in the end, we just showed that little bit of extra quality. And I haven't even got onto the man, actually, before I get into your questions and stuff. Hang on, I've titled this video, Lukaku is back. Oh my days, Romelu Lukaku! Where has he been? Well, he's fully returned. It seems like. I thought he was absolutely tremendous today. I mean, he missed a hatload of chances in the first opening gambit of the game, but we're forgiven for that because his goal was absolutely sensational. The first goal, Herrera's just given it to him. He's obviously had to do a lot to beat the defender, and he stuck it away with such a sublime finish. And then the second goal was equally fantastic. Just sensational bit of football from the lad. I think generally he's shown that determination today. You have to remember, this lad has been out of sorts. He's not played a whole lot of football this season, or certainly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since he's been in, because he was away on compassionate leave. Rashford was sort of taking the mantle there, but today he was on there with him. And I just thought he just caused Southampton's defence all sorts of problems with his physicality, all sorts of problems with his dead-eye nature just in front of goal. It seems like that Romelu, who's got a real keen eye for goal, is back. Yes, he missed a couple in the opening part of the game, but he still showed excellent finishing to put those two chances in the back of the net and, of course, get the all-important winner, which you cannot put a price on that. I just think that with him in form, with Rashford in form, and, the attacking talents we've got in our side, Pogba and Martial when he's back, and these sorts of guys, we are a serious, formidable force going forward. And Romelu Lukaku highlighted that today, because he's not really been our in-form, in the striker that's really had the run in the side, but he's come in. Last game we saw him perform. We've seen him perform again today with a couple of fantastic goals. He's getting better. Everyone's looking up for it. Everybody's happy in this Manchester United side. The team spirit's back. The unity's back. Everybody's back to their full potential. Pretty much. I know there's a couple of dawdlers around the gaff. Fred, but he's not had much of a run in the side. You have to be fair to him. Alexis Sánchez looked a little bit better recently, but still hasn't hit the heights of his previous days. No doubt about it. But Marcus Rashford, and in particular Romelu Lukaku today and the last game, he has actually matched the heights that he has played in the past for his previous sides. And I just think if he can get in that run of form, when you've got a Lukaku on form, doing the business, scoring 25 goals a season, then this United side can challenge for absolutely everything. Because, of course, you've not only got him up top, you've also got Rashford, who looks like the next best thing since sliced bread. So, so it's absolutely amazing. Anyway, Romelu Lukaku, keep it coming, lad. We've all called you a big Emil Heskey wannabe. We've all said you have the touch of a newborn baby deer. And, you know, that he's just not quite a technical player that Manchester United are accustomed to. He doesn't quite have the, you know, the perfect touch. He doesn't have the finesse. He doesn't have the technical ability. But in certain departments, he's absolutely world class on his day anyway. And people make an argument that his day is only against teams that are lesser. And I must say that that is quite true. I mean, okay, he does pop up and score the odd goal against the big teams, but usually he's the lad that gets the best of the teams that we should be beating. He's basically the England. He's basically the England of Premier League footballers, because he does have his way with teams that we should be beating, but when we come up against real top quality defenders, he seems to struggle. But in these occasions, and certainly the last game, when you are coming up against sides that are inferior to us on paper, like Palace were and like Southampton are, you expect him to do well. At least he should do well, because he does have a lot of attributes. His physicality is insane. His finishing ability is brilliant. His hold-up play is good. He's good with his head. You know, he's got a lot of attributes that can make him a really clinical and deadly finisher for Manchester United for the years to come. And let's not forget, we paid 80 million, 85 million, whatever it is, on 200k a week, whatever it is. He should be coming in against Southampton and having those performances. And it's just the fact that whether it was Mourinho having a complete negative effect on the side, which it seems to be the case for pretty much everybody, or whether it's the fact that he had to leave when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in on compassionate leave and stuff, he has stumbled a little bit. He stumbled a little bit to find his form, but he seems to be doing that now. And the last couple of games, I've just been so impressed with Romelu Lukaku. To me, I mean, I'm tempted to give him another man of the match performance in a row, but I think maybe Herrera deserves man of the match as well because of his unbelievable goal to get us back into the game. I think that is a contender for goal of the season. I absolutely loved it. There were so many goals today that were scored that could have been a contender, to be honest with you. So it was just one of those games where epic goals were being scored all over the place. But Herrera's goal, I absolutely loved that strike. It was so pure, and to get us back into it. And I was so happy for the lad, obviously, because out of all the players on that pitch, even McTominay included, he's the one player that really hasn't had many opportunities, but when he has had the opportunity, it's not like he's really come in and shone. I know he's had a couple of good games here and there, but this is like a breakout performance for him. That's what I take away from it. It's sort of like, you know, Federico Macheda, when he scored that winner against Villa. It's not quite that, because it just got us back into the game, and obviously didn't really work out for him, so hopefully it doesn't go that way. But it just strikes me as that sort of iconic goal of a player's career at Manchester United, where he's not really in the fold. Suddenly he does something spectacular. He's given an opportunity, maybe because of injury necessity, whatever you want to call it, comes in and puts in a great performance, gets an assist, gets a fantastic goal, has an influential, positive performance on the game of football that United win. And to me, that is a huge confidence booster for him. Who knows what he can go on and do now? We know he's got great technical ability. We've seen it, but we just haven't seen enough of it because of course, other players that are in the side. And yeah, but It's just everybody's got potential now at United. All the positives are there for everyone to see. Alex Rincon in the house with a super chat. How's it going, Alex? You must be absolutely buzzing about this one. He says, "Get in, my son." Do you know, when Ward-Prowse equalised, I didn't think we were going to show that United spirit and get back and score a goal. I mean, I thought we would absolutely go for it, but there was not much time remaining, and I just wasn't 100% confident we could actually get back into the game. But no, this United side proved us wrong. We have got that Manchester United mentality. We have got that never say die attitude. You know why it's back? Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has brought it back. Because Mickey Phelan have brought it back. Because certain players in the dressing room have decided to bring it back, whether you say it's right or wrong. We now have fighters out there on the pitch. They're fighting for the badge, they're fighting for the shirt, they're fighting for their place in the side. We have got a manager who's allowing these players to go out there and express themselves. We've got coaching staff that get the mentality and the ethos of the club and the way we want to play and go about it. And when you've got a combination of things like that, it is a perfect storm, ladies and gentlemen, for a bit of success. A bit of success for Manchester United. Maybe not this season, but next season we could build with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge, given the permanent job now, absolutely 100%. It's a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer a few days ago. Nobody else is going to come in and replicate the form that we show. Nobody else is going to get Manchester United like he gets Manchester United. Nobody else is going to garner the adulation from the fans that Ole Gunnar has done in a short time. I mean, we loved him anyway. He's come in here and he's just cemented himself as a true legend of Manchester United. He's the super sub for all seasons. Not just the super sub out there on the pitch, but the super sub as a manager. Come in, substituting Jose Mourinho this season. It was impossible to get this United side into top four. It was impossible to get us Champions League football next season. But it doesn't seem impossible now. It seems like we're on the right track to do that. And with him at the helm next year, with some great transfers, one or two leaving, one or two coming in, improvements generally, then guess what? This United team could be right back to challenging for everything, which is of course where we should be. Alex Rudd, how's it going? Oh, you must be a little bit disappointed after Ramsey's goal today that you didn't get the win against your North London rivals there in Spurs. 1-1 it finished in that game. Thanks so much for stopping by and moderating this live stream, Alex. I don't know. I mean, I was confident we were going to win the game today. Of course, after the start of the game, and even when they equalised at 2-2, I wasn't really too confident. But in the end, we did it. In the end, we showed that we are Manchester United of old. We are back. We're not just a Manchester United of old, though. We are present and future as well, because I see a lot of good positives going forward for this United side. But unlucky, Alex. Unlucky. 2 points dropped for you, pal. You thought we were going to drop on a couple of points today? Not for Napoli. We didn't. Anyway. Thanks so much. The Music Fiend, how's it going, mate? Comments? That Herrera goal was absolutely phenomenal. It truly was. What an unbelievable strike that was. And it was completely out of the blue. Didn't expect that. A couple of the goals scored today were like that. Of course, the strike from Valerie for Southampton in the first half was absolutely incredible as well. And that completely took my breath away. And, of course, to get back into it with Pereira's strike. It's just one of those games today. It was such a fantastic sort of pinball-y game of football with ultimate quality in the final third. Great finishing. Lukaku's finishes were unbelievable. Of course, all the other goals in the game were candidates for goal of the month, definitely. So it was just an incredible game of football for the neutral, for Southampton, for United fans. Of course, they'll be disappointed, but everybody who had the pleasure of witnessing that game of football would have absolutely just seen a fantastic competitive game of Premier League football right there. It was completely top draw. James Arnold in the house comments, get in there, my son. Get in there, James Arnold. Thanks for stopping by and dropping a super chat on the channel here. Crikey, we've got 360 legends in the room now. Maybe a couple of dirty scousers or whatever, you know. But hi to you anyway. How's it going, Lara? Nice to see you in here. Please do us a favour, smash a like on this video if you're in here. There's no excuses, you know. All it takes is just a little click of a button there. If you're new to the channel, if you've not seen the live stream before, I just do match reactions for mainly United games and football stuff and maybe some boxing and UFC stuff along the way. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And of course, if you are subscribed, please remain subscribed. Click the little bell button as well to be updated on any new videos that get posted on this channel. I'm usually a little bit more sort of upbeat than this right now, but I've got a serious anxiety and pain in my chest right now from being seriously under the influence of man flu. I appreciate all you guys commenting. There's a whole bunch of good comments in here. I'm going to try and get through a bunch of them now. Now I've stopped my portion of the video where I just continue to talk absolute cod shit. Now let's get on to the things that matter, which is you guys' opinions, you guys' thoughts on the game and Manchester United and how things are going at the moment. And maybe there's a Saints fan in here who wants to pipe up. Whatever, I'll read them out. Subhajit Badra comments, great turnaround. Lukaku deserves a lot of credit. 4 goals in 2 games. Brilliant stuff and scored the winner today. Well said, Subhajit. And I hope I said your name well as well there. But I totally agree with you. I mean, I think he deserves so much credit because the turnaround that he's had personally, not just in the game today for the side, but the turnaround personally from a couple of weeks ago to being out of sorts to having the whole fan base criticise him and saying that he's a complete useless lummox and doesn't deserve to be at United and he is Emil Heskey in disguise and all this sort of thing. You know, he could have easily let his head go. He could have easily got out of sorts. But no, what he's done is he's shown that he's prepared to fight. He's shown that he does have that quality. And if he's happy, if he's up for it, motivated, whatever you want to call it, I think there's a motivation problem with most of our players when we had Jose Mourinho in charge. But now with Ollie at the helm and the team around him all positive and enjoying their football, I think you're going to see Romelu Lukaku hopefully replicate the form of old, which is of a 25-goal-a-season striker. You know, somebody who is so effective in the Premier League that they score pretty much every game and have a big impact. And I don't even think he needs to be that for Manchester United because, like I say, we've got Marcus Rashford. I don't really want to see Rashford's future potential development halted. by favouring Romelu Lukaku. I think they should obviously play together when they can, but in certain situations, Lukaku needs to deputise. And if you get the balance right, everybody's hungry, everybody's motivated, everybody's happy because they're getting enough games. I mean, throughout the course of a season with United in all competitions, you have to manoeuvre these fixtures cleverly with the squad that you've got. So all of these players are going to get chances and going to be needed. Gungshi in the house. How's it going, Gungshi? Nice to see you. Stop by on the stream. Good to see you, man. How's it going? He's commented with a super chat and said, I didn't catch the game, but sounds like a great comeback. Get in there, my son. Get in there, Gungshi. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. Yeah, you missed a cracker, Gungshi. It was actually a really fantastic game. Sorry, my voice is starting to go here. It was a cracking game of football. Southampton played their part. United up for it. Of course, we did have some sort of, I guess, if you want to call it defensive frailties. But really, it was just the added quality of the strikes that Southampton managed to get off on us. Ward-Prowse's free kick was absolutely top draw. I mean, maybe you could argue Pogba bitched out a little bit there, and maybe should have stuck his nut in the way, or got something on it. But he sort of just barried out of the situation there, which is a little bit of a shame for someone who's on 300k a week. But I'm not going to criticise him too much because he's been fantastic recently. But yeah, Ghosty, thanks for stopping by on the channel with your super chat there, man. Much appreciated. It was a great comeback. United, we march on. I mean, I just can't believe it. At some point, we are going to lose. It's just a matter of time. And it may be against somebody you don't expect us to lose against, because there's no way that we can keep this momentum just going forever. It's going to come to a halt at some point. It's about how we deal with that and move on from that. But even if that does happen, even if we lost a whole bunch of games in a row now, nothing stops me from thinking that Ole Gunnar deserves to be the permanent Manchester United manager going forward. Nobody deserves the role more than he does. He's come in there and it's been a trial period. He's the interim manager. Nobody was expecting him to do this. In fact, a lot of people, myself included, were expecting it to be a bit of a struggle because a change is happening. Yes, he knows the club, but based on how the players were performing, the unhappiness at the club, some of the, the turmoil behind the scenes with the likes of Pogba and some of our players that seemed a little bit mercenary and seemed a little bit like prima donnas and this type of thing, I was thinking maybe this is just a bad set of eggs, and it's going to be a difficult task for any manager to come in and turn them around. But no, he proved me wrong. He proved everybody wrong. I mean, I obviously wanted him to be a ridiculous success. I never expected it to be this ridiculous, though. The level of success that he has brought to United in this time that he's had is about as good as anybody could have possibly done with any side ever. Forget the PSG result, but we're still not actually out of that game. That's the thing. And with the way that United are, with the way that we've been playing, the comebacks we've been putting off, the nice football we play, and the goals we've been scoring, maybe, just maybe, this United team could pull off an upset against PSG. Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't put it past us. I know that they couldn't completely outclass us in the first leg, and they didn't even have a couple of their star players playing in Cavani and Neymar, but still, it's a different game. It's only half time. And if anything, if history has taught us anything at all, it is that Manchester United like a comeback. We are comeback kings. Feeling rough. But I appreciate everybody tuning in right now to the stream. I'm pretty impressed with myself that I've not splattered goo all over the camera right now, because I was sneezing my head off before I started this video. Neil Duffin, how's it going, Neil? Nice to see you on the live stream, mate. He comments, all the other managers can fuck off right now. Ollie stays, or I'll go over personally and visit Woodward and knock him right out. Well, Neil, I mean, I invite you to do that anyway. I'm only joking. He may be a Mr. Potato Head, but he doesn't deserve mindless violence. Not yet, anyway. Maybe if he doesn't, like you say, appoint Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the job. I mean, if it comes to the end of the season, I mean, if it comes to next week, to be honest, and he's not appointed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager, he wants that potato head of his testing. And of course, somebody should go and give him a slap, because that is just crazy. If we don't give him the job now, nobody's going to do better. Pochettino's a good manager, okay? I would absolutely have had Pochettino coming at the end of the season before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's interim managerialship. But since he's had that and shown what a capable manager he is, shown what a brilliant manager he is in terms of motivating the side, because they've all looked bang up for it. Looking at the substitutions he's made some key substitutions in a lot of games which have had a positive impact instantly on the game, and that's just a sort of special touch that certain managers have. And I think he's shown that in the crazily short space of time. He's just got a winning mentality with United. He knows the club. I mean, you do not break the record for the most wins in a row away from home, and also the best start to a managerial career at Manchester United. If you don't know a thing or two about coaching, and maybe he's not had the opportunity to show it in the past, although he did win the Norwegian League with Molde after a ridiculously long time barren spell for them, so he's obviously shown a bit in the past. This is a different animal. But you're talking about somebody who played for United for a long time, who was an icon for United, scored the winner in the Champions League final. He is an icon of the club. He gets the club. He knows the mentality. There's nobody better placed right now in world football to take the reins of United than the man that's already there. So you're absolutely right, Neil. If anybody else comes in, I'll join you in that, and we will go and see Mr. Potato Head, and we'll make some French fries out of him, if that's what happens. Gungshi comments, any hen sightings of late? Right, get this, Gungers. Don't know if you watched the last couple of videos or not, but basically I did mention maybe in the last video that Henry is supposed to be coming back to the UK for a few days in May. So watch this space. I'll try and get him on there. I mean, basically, I'm just ridiculously disappointed with the lad, Why wouldn't you get in on the old live streams over from China, mate? I understand there's a time difference and stuff, but come on! Every now and then. No, fair enough. He's obviously got a lot of shit going on over there. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know if he's in a dungeon locked up. Who knows? I don't actually know. But, yeah, that's basically the update. I'll try and get him on the channel as soon as I can in some sort of capacity. But, yeah, he needs to give his head a wobble, really. Alex Rudd says, where's the chat at? Not seeing anything. Well, that's not good. What have you done, Alex? I put you in charge of the live chat stream for a short space and you're telling me it's gone? This is the work of an Arsenal fan, I'm telling you. Shouldn't have made the mistake of putting an Arsenal fan in charge of moderating my live stream. He's done something. No, I'm only kidding. Right, guys, I'm going to just scroll down and read a whole bunch more of your comments, so thanks for stopping in. Digital da Silva comments and says, troops from Arsenal Fan TV, back at 5th again. Oh, good one, pal, good one. 2 points dropped for them today. United leapfrog. It's absolutely fantastic. Blood. It's absolutely tremendous. AS7 Alexis comments, how's it going? Pogba is no captain. Herrera seems a better fit. I'm with you. I think Herrera deserves to be captain. Love his guile, love his determination, love his battling spirit. Love the way he handles himself out there on the pitch, is influential. The way that he leads by example and the way that he plays, 100%, I'd make him captain too. I think he's got absolutely everything that it takes to be a United captain, more so than most of the other guys in the team. I mean, Pogba's probably one of the candidates for the captaincy, but compared to Ander Herrera, I just think he's got a better temperament, and I think Herrera's more of a player that's not going to let his head drop as easily in certain situations and possesses that real fight spirit. Not to say that Pogba doesn't, but I just don't think he's as well-rounded mentally, if you like, as Ander Herrera seems to be out there on the pitch. Alex Rudd says the top four is not over. Well, it's absolutely not over for you. You're absolutely right there, mate. There's every possibility Arsenal could get themselves back into it. But I don't think so. I just think United are way too strong. I mean, you could do, it's obviously between us, you, Chelsea, maybe Spurs could get dragged into it, but I don't think so. I just personally think that Arsenal, with a transitional season, new manager, all that sort of stuff, they've done a tremendous job even to be up there challenging for top four, to be brutally honest with you. I know Arsenal are a huge club, and they always should be, and just a short while ago under Wenger, they were the top four side that somehow always managed to get top four. But just the fact right now, with the transition that's going on, I think, it's tremendous that you even challenging there. I'm not even trying to be like condescending when I say that. I think next season they can build on it. Only problem is Arsenal are being Arsenal, and they're just being Arsenal, aren't they? And that's the problem, because they're always a few players away from being that quality Arsenal side. I said it in the last video. You said it to me before, Alex, and a lot of people have, and it's 100% true. They are. And they're only going to continue to be that way if they don't sell their best players or don't allow their best players to leave. If Arsenal had kept their best players over the last few years, I'm talking about people like Fabregas and Robin Van Persie and those sorts of guys, who knows what they could have won. And when you allow a player like Ramsey to go, or whatever, 400k a week at Juventus, fair enough, tempting offer, then you missed something. You're losing out on something, because Aaron Ramsey is actually a really fantastic player, and he's a player that gets Arsenal I really have always really rated Aaron Ramsey. I would have actually had him at United years ago. I think he's a good quality player. I like the way that he goes about it. And I don't often praise Arsenal players, but to me, he's one of the better players. But no, he's going now. Do you know what I mean? So, and he scored today. It's like you're going to miss out on that. Who are you going to get in? It's a gamble whether or not they're going to take to it. So, I just think Arsenal have got the same old problems that they always do, and they will do very well to get anywhere near the top four, pal. Ben Silver with a super chat comments and says, Solskjaer should sub himself in against PSG. Good shout, Ben. I hope he's registered himself with UEFA or whatever he has to do to get himself on there as an emergency substitution if we ever need him. Because I'm telling you now, even at the ripe old age of 46 or whatever he is, there's nobody I'd rather put on that red shirt in the final minute of a game. Minute of a Champions League final, you've got a corner. Who are you going to bring on? I tell you what, it would be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's the man I'd stick in the box there because he's just a complete fox in the box, isn't he? The baby-faced assassin. It doesn't get any better. The man for the moment. And he's doing it as a manager. That's what's amazing about it. A. Ahmed comments and says, McTominay not good enough. He struggles to do the simplest of things. Listen, he didn't cover himself in glory today, but I'd say he wasn't bad at all. I know we couldn't replicate the performance of the last game, but he's still young. He's still learning. I mean, maybe that's just the thing. Consistency is important when it comes to football. That is why the best players in the world are the most consistent. People like Lionel Messi, Ronaldo, who just always deliver. They're the most consistent. And unfortunately, when you have players come in like McTominay, they can have a great game here, but then if the next game the performance significantly drops off, then that's not up to the level of consistency that a side like United demands, because we have to have a consistent performance in there. What you want is a player like Michael Carrick or whatever who just gets 7 out of 10 every single week. That's basically what you want. And that's what we've got in Ander Herrera, that sort of player as well. Yep, Zabi Dino comments and says, McTominay was solid, bro. I thought he was solid as well. I agree with you. I mean, I think not as good as the last game, but that was sort of one of his best performances we've ever seen from him. Difficult for him to replicate it. But, like I say, he's still young. He's still showing in this time. He's going to get opportunities. He still can show just how good he can be for this side. And based on the last performance of the game, he's got a heck of a lot of potential. Pat Berlind comments, every single player is much better under this coaching team, except Sanchez. Fair play, yeah. Sanchez has struggled a little bit. You could argue Fred as well has not really shown any level of glory at Manchester United since Ole Gunnar's come in. But again, not had many opportunities. Alexis Sánchez, though, look, he's just, what is going on with that man? I mean, he does put in good performances. He's running around a lot. He's influential in a way, but more in sort of a defensive way rather than his old match-winning rip-apart style, which he had at Arsenal, which we all came to love and came to understand. Well, not love because he was an Arsenal player, but came to appreciate his abilities. And we sort of expected that when we signed him and that we were paying him 400, 500k a week or whatever, 300k a week, whatever it is. I think it's 500k, isn't it? It's something ridiculous, 350 or... we expected to get that level of performance from him consistently. We haven't seen it at all, unfortunately. Hopefully he can still be that match winner. Listen, I rate him. I rate the lad. I just think he's in a complete stink of form at the moment. But we've seen other players go through periods of that for United recently, whether you want to say it's the manager or whatever. Players like Pogba, players like Lukaku, players like Matic. Matic was absolutely freaking Harry Redknapp at one point. For us for about 10, 15 games when Jose was here. But that's the thing, Jose was here. So everybody was shit. But now Jose's gone. The players don't have that excuse. And unfortunately for Alexis Sanchez, he hasn't quite stepped up to the mark yet and proved his full ability to United. But he's still got the time to do that. He still can do that. In my opinion, he still possesses all the attributes in the book to be a top quality player. Just needs to man the hell up, the lad! Mojo Khan comments, great to see Lukaku banging goals again, but Pogba should have let him try get the hat-trick, but still great win. Absolutely, man. Pogba, you've had a mare, pal. Not only did you bottle it for their free kick, but you're also a greedy bastard, aren't you? Right, right, guys, I'm feeding the love in the comments section tonight. Everybody who has tuned in, you're a bunch of legends. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really do enjoy reading your comments out, seeing your thoughts and opinions. Most of them are nice. Some of them are a bit scummy, but I'll tolerate them. And you know, just really appreciate anybody who takes the time to write a message on here, even if it's just a complete derogatory insulting message, then I appreciate it nonetheless. But thanks everybody for stopping by on the channel. I'm going to wrap it up soon, but I am just going to do a few more, read a few more comments out before I go, because I do much appreciate all of you people tuning in, and the usual legends, everybody that's got involved. Absolute top lads and lasses, the bunch of you. Right, here we go. Shout out to Jataru Kuju. Shout out to Camilla R. Shout out to Ride Everest. Shout out to Northern Nightmare. Shout out to KO. James Mosscrop. Usual legends. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap it up because I'm feeling pretty damn ill. Gungshi says, we love you, Pig. Emmanuel Moore, shout out to you. Love you all. Thank you, Gungshi. Thank you to everybody else who's tuned in on the live stream. So, yeah, just to summarise, if you're just tuning in now, I'm not very well, but United are very well at the moment. We are absolutely beaming at the moment because we have got the right man in charge. Ollie's at the wheel. It feels absolutely amazing. We have the team performing. We've got players coming back like a phoenix from the ashes who were shadows of themselves a short time ago. People like Lukaku, they're growing their bollocks out for everyone to see. And he is looking like the player that he was, based on the last couple of games at least. Players like Pogba has barely put a foot wrong since Ole Gunnar's come in. Matic, incredible turnaround. Everybody's better. We suddenly have a Manchester United side again. We've got the right mentality, the right ethos. Everything is back at Manchester United. So this may not be our season because of the shite start we had under Jose. But next year, with Ollie at the helm, with some great transfers, this United side could go on. And we could batter City, and we could batter the Scousers, and we can win the league next season. You heard it here. Right, guys, I love you all. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. Do us a favour before you go. Smash a like on this video. Click that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Click the little bell end button down there to be notified when I post a video on here. Follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Please go ahead and do that. Give this video a share if you want. I'm losing my voice. If you want to check out my Patreon in the link in the description below, you can support the channel that way. Thanks so much for everybody, the few patrons that are doing that already. You're a bunch of legends. And to everybody else, as usual, if I've not read out your comments, I apologise. I try to read a bunch out. I'm getting ill today, though. I'm getting more ill as I speak, so I'm going to go. But get your comments in a few minutes once this video is finished. Get them in the comment section afterwards permanently so they stick around. I'll respond to them there. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying, because I'm aware that I'm having some sort of vocal issues here. Anyway, come on, my son! Get in there, United! Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is at the wheel. Tell me, how good does it feel? I'll see you soon. This is the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United. I'm not going to do the snort thing today because something might just fall out of my head. But I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Come on, United. Another fucking win.